Shalom. In the name of EF-YHWH, honor and praises to Yahweh, the God of Israel. After that, I want to give honor to all those that labors in the truth. We're saying that this is what y'all need to know and understand. Whatever you don't get, but know and understand this, that we, so-called African Americans, we are the children of Israel. Okay? Politically and biblically, these politicians and this global elite know that we are the children of Israel. Okay? The difference is that you don't know who you are. Okay? See, our history doesn't start from the transatlantic slave trade. Okay? Now, you have to understand slavery, because see, slavery goes back into the scriptures. Okay? It goes back into the beginning. Alright? See, so this is what y'all need to understand. If you don't understand nothing else, is that we are the children of Israel. And how do we know this? Because you see the policies and the regulations that's being implemented here in America is affect us. Okay? It rages war against us. That's how we know that we are the children of Israel. These curses, these biblical curses that are politically being played out in the black community. Okay? Saying that, let's go straight into it. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, meaning that that's a prophecy. It shall come to pass, meaning that it will come to pass, okay? But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God Yahweh, to exert, what? To exert and to do all his commandments. What? To do all his commandments. What? All his commandments. And his statutes, which I command thee this day. Meaning that the day that they left Egypt, when he established that covenant with the children of Israel in the midst of all nations. Okay? He established a blood covenant with the children of Israel. And from that day forward, he commanded. Alright? It is what it is. That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Meaning that by us rebelling against God, Yahweh, these curses are plaguing us, okay? And this is how we know that we are the children of Israel, because these curses is biblically related, okay? These curses is being implemented through the socialist agenda, okay? That's how we know and understand who we are, all right? It is what it is, okay? Verse 16. Cursed shall they be in the city, and cursed shall they be in the field. Meaning that in the city, we are already cursed. You know what I'm saying? See, because when you go into the black community, what you see plague, you see drugs, plague, it's plague with drugs, okay, prostitution, gang violence, okay, blocks upon blocks of houses and buildings boarded up, abandoned. Okay? See, so we are cursed. Okay? It is what it is, so we are cursed in the city. Now, when you say in the field, it's about that work in your workplace. And we are cursed at work because you have other employees that wish bad upon other employees. You have employees that want other people to lose their jobs. Okay? And the so-called African American, we are always cursed when it comes to work, because the pressure that is put on us, okay? It is what it is, right? Because they know and understand that we are the children of Israel, okay? Verse 20, the Lord shall send upon thee cursing. It's not talking about using foul language, okay, like shit. Because the Bible speaks about shit too, but the Bible relates it as a dunghill, okay? But it's the same thing, all right? So when it says cursing or curse, it's not talking about that language. What it's talking about is the opposite of a blessing, okay? But when you go into the when you go into the Bible dictionary, and it's going to tell you about cursing. See, cursing is a philosophy of the Western civilization, okay? Meaning that the language, motherfucker or bitch, is not really good to use. However, those words do not affect the scriptures, okay? But that's just a philosophical view, okay? Cursing, bitch, doesn't have nothing to do with scriptures, okay? It's totally separate. It is what it is. Let's read that again. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 22. The Lord shall smite thee. Oh, Shalaki, let me go back up to verse 20. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexations. And what is vexations? Vexation is basically something that causes you to be frustrated or worried. Okay? It is what it is. So we're going to send them curses and vexations. Okay? It is what it is. And rebuke. And all that thou settest thy hands unto for to do until thou beest destroyed. I'm going to read that again so we get a better understanding. Deuteronomy 28, verse 20. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexations, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thy hands unto for to do, until thou be destroyed. Meaning that no matter what you do here in America, it's not going to prosper. It's always going to be rebuked. Okay, it's always going to lead to frustration. Okay, say like in the black community, some people open up stores, a clothing store in the black community, right? But the black community don't have no money. Okay, so they get very one or two business, but then they end up folding. Okay, because there's no money there. All right, anything that you do is going to be removed. Okay, this is how we know that we are the children of Israel. Okay, because see, when you go and try to open up a business, okay, you got to go to the bank, okay? But you got to understand that the bank got regulations in place, okay? So if you borrow money from the bank and your business go under, then that means that business becomes the bank, okay? Because you got to pay that money back, all right? It is what it is. So no matter what you do, you're always going to be worried about your business. Okay, you're always going to be worried about your job, whether you're going to lose your job or not. Okay? See, all these things are the curses. Okay? It is what it is. Alright, let's read that again. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexations, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thy hands unto for to do, until thou beest destroyed, meaning until it comes to an end. Okay? Because that's what destroy means, put an end to it. Okay, to where you give up in life. Okay, so you go and fall back on drugs and alcohol and other activity that's not scripture related. Okay, it is what it is. And until thou perish quickly. Okay, meaning that perish quickly. Now, when you say perishing quickly, now he's talking about the physical death. Okay, because see, all that worrying and stressing about everyday life activity, you get heart attacks like that. You catch headaches like that. Okay, by worrying. That's why the scripture tell you don't worry so much. You know, and put your trust in the Lord, Yahweh. Okay, because that worrying, you get gray hairs, you stress, you lose weight, and whatnot. Okay, and stress is not good. Right? It is what it is. Because of the wickedness of thy doing, whereby thou hast forsaken me. Meaning that the wickedness is talking about basically that lifestyle. Okay, transgender. Okay, homosexuality practicing. Okay, deceiving and manipulating and deceiving people through your actions to get what you want. Okay, that's wickedness. Okay, anything that's outside of the scripture, that's wickedness. Okay, to beat somebody out of their money, that's wickedness. Okay, Wickedness basically means not walking in the ways of Yahweh. Okay? It is what it is. And because of thy wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me, meaning that y'all forsaking the commandments. Y'all put an end to the commandments by running to ideology and philosophical views of this world. Okay? And that's what y'all run to. Instead of running to the scriptures to find out why he curses on us, y'all run to these politicians and ideology and philosophy. But at the end of the day, you won't find no answers in ideology and philosophy. Okay? Because see, AOC, Chuck Schumer, all these people know and understand that we are the children of Israel. And through their policies and through their agenda, they implement this and they tell you this. But it's just that you're not able to see it. Okay? You're not able to understand. Alright? It is what it is. Verse 22. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption. Okay, now what is a consumption? Consumption basically is the what? To burn, to waste slowly, slowly decaying. Okay? Waste, and that's what consumption is. Alright? Let's read that again. Deuteronomy 28, verse 22. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword. Now, when he says the sword, he's basically talking about his words. Okay? What he's spoken. Okay? And with the blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. Meaning that stress and worrying about life is going to eventually kill you. Okay? It's going to eventually kill you. Alright? All that worrying about paying rent, losing your job, okay? SNAP benefits getting cut, okay? Section 8, losing your Section 8, worry about evictions, worry about beating your kids, worrying about trying to get somewhere to where you got to go to get some money. Okay, all these worries of life, that kills you at the end, okay? It is what it is. Verse 23, and the heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. Meaning you ever, stuck, what's that saying, stuck between a hard place and a rock, whatever. And basically that's what it is. Life is going to be hard. Under the heavens, it's going to be hard, right? And these policies that's been implemented in America against us, that's why y'all don't believe that God exists. That's why y'all not true believers. That's why y'all run to ideology and philosophy. Okay, that's why y'all run to Dr. Phil. Okay, y'all run to all these people. But understand that we are under these curses because of our disobedience of our forefathers and our actions. Okay, so we are under these curses, right? And they've been implemented, they've been played out through the politicians' agenda. Okay, see, so the earth here is going to be hard. Okay, and life is hard because you have regulations in place. See, those regulations in place hold you captive. Okay, that's why Christ said, "Take my yoke." Because light, the commandments is light, but the ideology and philosophy of the world, it weighs you down to where you worry because you find no answers. Only thing you find is more philosophy. Okay, to where you eventually perish. You fall to drugs and alcohol and overdose. Okay, it is what it is. Let's go to verse 25. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 25. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemies. Thou shalt go one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them. And thou shalt be removed into all kingdoms of the earth. Meaning that we were stripped of our heritage, okay, in front of the nations. Alright, we wandered in the desert, okay, and died out in the desert for worshiping that calf on the side of that mountain. Okay, It is what it is. And we did been removed into all kingdoms of the earth. Okay, let me get, let's go into the book. Listen to what Christ said. Let's get, Luke chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. Now when it said the edge of the sword, and that we just read in Deuteronomy, that sword is symbolic for his word. Okay? And that's what he's saying. Because his word is sharp. Okay? And shall be led away captive into all nations. What? And should be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles till the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Meaning that the prophecies, the scattering of the four corners of the earth of the Israelites already took place. Okay, because when you go Judah, the king of Judah fell about around 530 BC. Okay, what 530 what? 530 AD? Yeah, Judah had fell. Okay? Now, during that time, you had Jeremiah and a couple Israelites that stayed up in that region. Okay? Then you had some Israelites that ran into Africa. You had some that went into Europe, and then you some that went out west. Okay, see that point in history, that point in time, when you read Rudolph Wessler, Babylonian to Timbuktu, and it tells you, okay, that period in history took place because we were scattered in all four nations of the earth, because that was the last rule of Babylonia. Okay, because Yahweh used Cyrus to destroy Babylon. Okay, and through Cyrus, the Israelites was be able to turn back, was to go back into their land. Some went, but everybody else, the majority of them, broke off into the four corners of the earth. Okay, when you go into history. All right, and that have taken place. Okay. Let's go down to verse 30. Thou shalt be wroth a wife. What? Thou shalt be wroth a wife. And to be wroth means to be engaged in spouse, matrimony. Okay? See, so a lot of you all can have girlfriends and be engaged to get married. Alright? Thou shalt be wroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. What? Another man shall lie with her. That's why you see a lot of black people on cheaters. You see a lot of black people tell their business. You see a lot of cheating going on in the black community. Okay? Because these curses are upon us. Okay? It is what it is. Okay? And you're going to have a wife, you're going to have a girl, but she's going to be cheating. Okay? And then you see that a lot in the community, because the divorce rate amongst black people is high. Okay? It is what it is. Right? Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Meaning that once you have a wife and y'all have kids, y'all become a family, right? That's basically a house. Okay? But you ain't gonna dwell there because she gone out cheating. The kids out doing their own thing, and you doing your own thing. See, so that house is not gonna stay together. Okay, you're not gonna dwell in that house. Okay, now you physically get a house. Okay, and you buy some land and get a house. What happened is that the regulations and the policies through the politicians, they're gonna end up taking your whole house. They're gonna take your land because you got to pay property tax. Okay, you got to pay land tax. Okay, because you got to understand the system. The government have a system that take all our money, that rape and rob the people of America, all poor people. Okay, the government is wicked. All right, so I need to understand. All right, thou shalt plant a vineyard and shall not gather the grapes thereof. Meaning that, you ever seen people try to plant little gardens in the back of their but it don't ever prosper because the climate and the weather and what region you stay in, okay, on this earth. So it's going to be hard to grow, okay? It's going to be hard to grow your own crops, okay, and eat off your own crops. It is what it is. See, right now the farm people have they catching hell because of the regulations that's in place by the Biden administration. Okay, it is what it is. Okay, verse 32, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto other people. What? Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given to other people. Okay, meaning that philosophically, your children is going to go and marry other nations. Okay, right now you have interracial coupling. Okay, you have a lot of blacks that get money and they marry white women. Okay, it is what it is. Wesley Snipes, one of them. Okay, to where the black women in the community stop supporting him. Okay, it is what it is. All right, and your sons and daughters is going to be given to other nations. Okay, because philosophically they're going to go. All right, but they don't understand the nature of their going. But however, they is going to go. Okay. And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand. What? And there shall be no might in thy hand. Meaning that you're going to look and daydream and worry all day, but it ain't shit you can do because you ain't got no power. You understand? You ain't got no power. What power you going to have? Philosophically, your daughter done went on and married another Chinese man and produced babies. Okay? It ain't nothing you can do. It ain't nothing you can say. Okay? It is what it is. Alright? And it's going to be given to other people because what they're going to do is snatch your kids and give them to another set of people. Okay? And you can see that in the foster system. Okay? It is what it is. Verse 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king. See? The Lord shall bring thee and thy king. Now, king is another political terminology, right? Politically, that means in this place we use presidents and prime ministers. Okay, in this place. All right? It is what it is. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee. What? And thy king which thou shalt set over thee. Meaning that it's a king, a president, and another nation is going to rule over us. Right? Unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. What? Unto a nation which neither thy nor their fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. Okay, meaning that Yahweh placed the nation that's over us, that's rule over us. And to this day, the Europeans rule over us. Okay, I told you, we are under these curses, and these curses is being implemented through these politicians' legislations and agenda. Okay, let me give you an example. What it was, the '94 crime bill, right? That Joe Biden put together in the Senate, and Bill Clinton signed it. To this day, that's what the '94, and what we in 2022. To this day, that bill has been implemented in America, and it's targeted towards Black Americans. Okay, so you have to understand, these elite, whether they Republican or Democrat, these group of people that rule over us know and understand the biblical prophecy that we are the children of Israel, and politically they have that power over us. Okay, it is what it is. All right, let me go to the book of Jeremiah. let's go to Jeremiah chapter 6. Chapter 6, verse 22. Thus saith the Lord, behold, a people coming from the north country, a great nation the nation shall be rise from the sides of the earth. Okay? Meaning that those nations that's coming from afar on the other side of the earth, they're not talking about Europe. They're talking about the nations like Sweden, Finland, Norway, Iceland, Denmark. Okay? Those are nations that's far away. Alright, it is what it is. Verse 37. And let me go back. And wood and stone. And when it says about wood and stone, it's talking about those monuments in the Catholic Church. All those monuments of St. Mary, St. Michael, all that made out of marble and stone. Now when you go into in the Christian church, you got wood. Okay, you got a wooden cross that's on the that's hanging on the wall. Okay? See, so wood and stones is what we serve. And that wood and stones falls under what? Christianity. Man-made religion. Okay? It is what it is. Let's read that again. Verse 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there thou shalt serve of the gods, wood and stones. And we did serving of wood and stones here in America. Okay? Because y'all run to this the man-made religions instead of running to the commandments. Alright? It is what it is. Verse 37. Thou shalt become an astonishment. Now, what does astonishment means? It basically means an epic of disbelief, shocked and amazed. Okay, now you can use it in a good terminology, in a good way, or you can use it in a bad way. But the definition of astonishment is an epic of disbelief, shocked and amazed. Okay. Now let's read that again. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword. Now, a proverb and a byword are basically substitution. Okay? Basically a substitution for our nationality of who we are. Okay? When you don't say dog, you'll say, instead of saying a female dog, most likely say bitch. But the bitch is a female dog. Okay? And I'm using that in the same way with African Americans. Black, which is a color. Nigger, Negro, monkey, apes, coon. See, we answer to all these names because these names and these titles are a substitution for our nationality of who we are. Okay? Understand that we are the children of Israel. Okay? Why you think they stopped us from learning how to read? Because see, the slaves already knew how to read and write. Alright? Our natural language is the Paleo-Hebrew. Okay? And when the disperse happened, in Judah, when the disperse happened after 500 AD, 530 AD, what happened is that the slaves that went into West Africa, okay, we Israelites adopted that language, adopted that culture. Because when you go back into the scriptures, Christ, YHWH, went into Egypt to hide from Herod because he had the order the firstborns to be killed. Okay? So YHWH, Christ was in Egypt. Alright? It is what it is, because what the scriptures say, out of Egypt I call forth my son. Alright? It is what it is, right? See, so proverbs and bywords are basically the same. And that fits us. Okay? These prophecies don't fit the so-called white man, the so-called Chinese, not the so-called, but the Chinese, the Russians, okay, the Africans. You don't say so-called African, use the African. But here in America, you don't find no city or country named African America. And it's no way impossible that you can be named after two continents. Okay? Understand that. All right? Let's read that again. Deuteronomy 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. Meaning that title is going to stay with you no matter where you go. Okay? No matter where you go, that's going to stay with you. That's who we are. Okay? Now let's go down to verse 41. Thou shalt begot sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. And during the slave trade, when we was over here in America, what happened? When the slaves had babies, they went to another plantation. Okay? Then when that baby grew up and had a baby at a young age, that baby went to another plantation. Okay? And that's what it is. Alright? Because they went straight into captivity. As soon as that baby was born, they was on another plantation, cooking, okay, made, getting raped by the white man. Okay, it is what it is. Alright? Verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Now when it says the strangers, basically it's talking about them other nations, like the Africans, the Chinese. Like the Chinese come over here, right? They got banks, they got communities over here. Okay, they got a whole community over here. Okay, you got the Africans. When they come over here, what happened is that America put them economically above the American citizens. Okay, because see, America know and understand who we are. Alright? So it's a lot of politics behind all this. Okay? And it deals with the scriptures and it's biblically related. But I have to get ready to get up out of here because my time is limited. But I'm going to catch you on the next one. Alright? And we're going to go for another round. But know and understand that we are the children of Israel. Okay? And through the policies that's been implemented and these agendas that's here in America, that fits us because it don't fit no other nation. Okay? It is what it is. See? Now let's finish up. Verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Meaning that we always follow other nations, regardless of whatever we do. Why? Because America put other nations economically above us. Okay? You can go to the Arab store. You can go to a West Indies store and be short. They'll let you go by. Because I be short sometimes. You know, I bring you back 10 cents. Okay, that's normal, right? But what it's saying is that when if a Chinese or anybody, other nation come and say, yo, let me borrow $20 or $30, we don't have it. Okay? We always want stuff, but we never have it. Okay? It is what it is. I got to get ready. I got to get ready to get up out of here. Catch you on the next round. But know and understand that we are the children of Israel. Okay? May Yahweh be upon y'all. Shalom.